Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Samuel Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies.
All right, we're back with another episode, Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 53. This one, we're continuing on with our Halloween theme. We're going to rank all the Freddy Krueger movies. So that includes all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, the remake, Freddy vs. Jason, all of them. So I think there's, 9 total, I think?
9, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we got our panel of...
aficionados.
Freddy aficionados. We got Dan Parcells back. He's a big Freddy historian.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look forward to this.
Professor Greg Gorey.
There we go. Yeah.
Hello.
And Dr. Ahmed Smith.
There you go.
I like it.
The
Blair Witch.
I like it. I like the names. We got to come up with a cooler name for Dan now. We got the doctor, the professor. We got to come up with a good one for Dan now. I like it.
I feel like Mike Tenay.
Yeah. I think when we bring these guys on, that's what we do. Doctor. I love it.
Krugorians.
What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is.
I like it. They study Freddy Krueger. Yeah, they know about Freddy Krueger.
A Krugorian?
Krugorians.
Who?
Krueger.
Oh, Krugorians. I thought it was like some smart person.
Nah, they're Krugorians.
It's a Jewish dish. That's
I just made it up.
It's a Jewish dessert
about Freddy Krueger.
I thought it was like this real word. I was like, I don't think I know that. I know I'm dumb as fuck, but geez.
If it's not Damien, you better go patent that.
I just made it up. So
yeah, there you go.
That's it. We patent penning. We got it going on.
It's going to be a Facebook group.
So, before we start and getting into the countdown here, I got 2 things I want to throw at you guys. Dan just sent me something from an article from The Sun about one of the Kardashians has like some makeup line, and they did a Freddy Krueger makeup line. Anybody hear about this at all, or until just now, or?
No,
just now.
Yeah, Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, because when I see Freddy Krueger, I think, now that's a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all this, Dan works in the beauty field. What's your opinion on it, Dan, from what you've seen?
Well, I like the packaging. I know you guys saw that. It looks like it's like official with the franchise. It has the Nightmare on Elm Street logo on it. I mean, she's making billions on this makeup line and whatever else she does. So, I mean, good for her. It's weird for me because, being a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, it's really cool. And I just wish it was like a cooler celebrity that put it out. I'm not really a Kylie fan. I'm a Kendall guy.
Isn't she the one that like made their everyone try to make their lips big like hers?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now, dude, you work in that field. Do you guys carry stuff like that or no? You stay to your own product?
We carry nothing like that, like this nail polish OPI. Once in a while, I don't know if we even carried anymore, but they would come out with lines from different movies. Like they had a Muppet line and some Disney lines. I forget what else, but that was kind of cool,
Yeah, just to throw something in there and make it different. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Yeah, as you guys know, Dan is a musician. He's got Dan Parcells. He's got a solo project now. He's got 2 songs out so far.
Parcells, Dan.
What'd I call him?
Yes, Parcells. Yes.
Parcells.
It's not UPS.
Like the coach. Parcells.
Yeah, like the coach.
Like the coach. And you also cut hair too.
That's right. Paige Reese Salon in Cinnamon's in New Jersey.
Nice. So make an appointment with Dan, get yourself all fixed up, listen to his tunes while you do it. And
I'm due for a trim actually.
I wish I could come see you, Dan, but It's not there anymore, buddy.
Yeah, the hat works.
Yeah, throw the hat on you. Yeah, man.
Man trims hats.
Yeah, well, all people always say that to me, so maybe I should come out with a line of hats.
Why not?
There you
Yeah.
go.
The hat's for bald people. Yeah.
Yo, Dan,
Yeah.
they come.
I think they call them wigs.
Here, you throw a fucking hat on and send them on their way. You know.
They call them wigs. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they call them wigs.
Great, man. So the other thing on this social networks and all that shit that I want to throw at you is I'm going to start off with Ahmed. Did you see that you're wearing the hat right now? Did you see that Instagram and all was banning suicidal tendencies from being on?
Yeah, I just posted that.
Oh, okay, that's
Wow.
why I seen it.
Yeah. Oh my
What the hell?
God.
I mean, God damn it, they copyrighted the damn name. Like,
It's been around for 40 fucking years.
And now they want to start some shit.
Yeah, I think they gave him shit years ago for it too.
I mean, it's been around forever.
That's
Remember,
just
like-
ridiculous.
remember on, like,
right?
yeah, like remember in 2001 when Anthrax was trying to be pressured to change their
The
name?
Anthrax thing. Yeah. And they came
Yeah.
on stage with the "We Won't Change Our Name" suits.
I was at that. shit,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
rock and roll right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's pretty ridiculous.
I
Yeah, I
hope they
think
don't dig too deep into the suicidal thing, because then if they look into their lyrics and pull up "I saw your mommy" and shit, then it's really gonna be a rap.
Yeah. Mike, what were you going to say, Mike?
I'm gonna go buy their vinyls now before they pull them. So.
Right.
Cancel culture don't go that deep. Like they won't go that deep to find that kind of those lyrics.
They're too lazy. Yeah,
They're
right.
too lazy. They're the headline readers and they automatically know exactly what the story is. That's what those people are.
Yep. So, okay, let's get into this countdown. We're going to start off with number 9. Number 9, we go with the Freddy remake, Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Greg, want to give us a little on the plot and what your thoughts are?
Well, honestly, I wish I could, but
Here it comes.
this movie fucking sucked. I only saw it once when it first came out. I fell asleep. And I was pissed off already because first of all, like, I think we talked about it last week, my whole thing about remakes. At the time, it wasn't even 30 years old. So it's still fresh to me. Like, I don't understand why you're going to remake such not just any movie, but an iconic horror movie. Like, it's one thing to do something obscure because it's obscure. No one's heard of it. You probably could do it better. But when I see that, I was immediately pissed off because Freddy's my favorite. And, but it's pretty much a remake. And I think the only difference was in the movie was he wasn't a child killer. He was a child molester, if that's okay to say on this.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, that's what he was. And that's actually my biggest gripe with the movie, because I remember the original movie, they implied it on purpose because of that reason. It made it too awkward for the audience to watch.
Yeah, and they also had the story that he was in the original one that he was going after the kid to seek revenge on the parents that killed him.
Mhm.
This one was a little different.
It seemed like that they almost God, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much try to make him sympathetic. Like, almost as if he was misunderstood. And that's like, no, you're taking a villain out of Freddy. Like,
right.
he's supposed to be awful.
Until you watch the end, and then they say, well, no. So like through most of it, you feel sympathetic for the guy, like he got screwed, and then it's like, no.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So, Dan, what's your thoughts on the remake?
I had to go see it. I've seen every Nightmare on Elm Street in the theater since 4. So I went, I had to check it out. I was curious. I think it was kind of dumb because Robert Englund is still around. And he's so, maybe in another 20 years, maybe remake it or something. But I did like the prequel kind of stuff. Anything where I see like before the first movie, I always like that in these Nightmare on Elm Street films. Mm-hmm. So when they chased them down and they lit the place on fire, I thought that was really cool.
Damo, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think they made it because you had the Halloween remake. You had the Friday 13th remake. At that time, there was a lot of remakes, like in the mid to late 2000s, so I think they felt like they had to reboot the series. I'm actually in the minority. I actually really like this movie, and I had it ranked way higher. If you look at it, like, people say, oh, he doesn't look like. Well, it's not Robert Englund, number one. Number two, they made the burns look realistic. He looks like an actual burn victim.
Yeah.
Right.
If you've seen like a real burn victim, that's what he looks like. I mean, they take the comedy away, so he's more creepy, sinister. I think it's like the story I think is told a little bit better. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought the creep factor was right on. Like we said, he was like you're pretty like sympathetic towards the guy, through most of the movie, and then all the shit starts coming out. The kids start remembering, what they actually did, because the parents tried to hide the trauma from the kids, and like, which was a little weird, because they're like, oh, I didn't know that you were in my classroom when we're 5 years old, and we're like teenagers, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember one part, the mom is like, you're not supposed to remember you were 5 years old. It's like, well, fuck, I remember when I was things I did.
Dude, I remember lots of stuff from my childhood.
Yeah, so that shit was kind of stupid. But overall, man, I wasn't bored. I watched it again the other night. I think we saw it last year. I saw it when it came out. I think it was a lot better than people say it. But that's just my opinion. I know most people hate it and think it's the worst.
1 to 10, I give it a 6. I didn't think it was that bad. It was okay. I saw it in the theaters. I saw it more as a continuation rather than a remake. They didn't really go over the same shit like they did in the first 2 movies. It kind of seemed like it was picking up from where it left off. Aside from the not having Robert Englund in it, that was the only thing I really didn't like about it. Other than that, it just seemed like another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And I do like the fact that they didn't do the whole comedy thing, because once that whole thing got into Nightmare on Elm Street, it lost its edge for me, and then I fell off. So
yeah,
out of 1 to 10, I give it a 6. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. I think if Robert Englund was in it, it probably would rank a little bit higher. Right. Like, I like it way better than the Dream Child.
Oh yeah,
right.
So we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. Mike D, what's your thoughts on this one?
So you know where I stand with the remakes anyway. So
yeah, you were Greg on this one.
Yeah. I won't even. I didn't even watch it. Tell you the truth, I saw some clips from it, and it didn't even make me want to watch it anymore. It looked like it got the Hollywood makeover.
Yeah,
I didn't like the voice of Freddy. It just. I don't know. I guess I'm a stickler to the original, so
that's where I'm at.
That's as far as I can go with that one. But
yep,
it was just so digital looking. It's like, I think we even talked about this when we were talking about the horror movies last episode. So, it just doesn't have that same feel to it.
I agree.
Yeah, well, you were saying on last week's episode, Greg, that the CGI takes the life out of a lot of the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate CGI. I love that old school makeup,
Yeah, well, that's what Greg was saying that last week. He was saying if you could do it, and if you pulled it off in the 80s, there's no need to really fuck with it too much now. If you could just do what you could do, make it look realistic,
I agree. Co-sign.
Yeah, because it exists. Like, it exists in real life.
Right.
And you should be able to do a better job at the makeup, like in the future, feed upon the past,
Exactly, but for some reason they don't want to. It saves money.
Even the original Star Wars ones, man, when they did them, like, they were all makeup and puppets and stuff like that. So it's and what an awesome job they did on it.
Yeah.
When they did those remakes and they touched them up, they were horrible. They ruined it.
American Werewolf in London. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. That shit.
What was that? Tom Savini?
No,
that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's crazy. For me, the remake, I mean, it's hard to follow up Robert Englund. It's just hard. You already got shit against you, and especially like you said, he's alive still. The new guy really didn't do nothing for me. The makeup job did look more realistic as far as a burn victim, and I wasn't big on the cast, and I didn't like his voice, man. It was that I was telling Dame last night. It's that Batman voice. He had like the Batman.
He was stuck. He was stuck in his Rorschach character from Watchmen. That's what
right.
That's what his problem
was. The guy
was.
from Watchmen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The remake really didn't do nothing. I was a little disappointed. It really didn't do nothing for me. Okay, we're going to go on to number 8. Number 8, The Dream Child. Greg, give us a little plot and what your thoughts are.
I will give you just as much plot as they probably bothered to put in this movie. There isn't much. It's pretty much it's a continuation from was a Dream Master, which also barely had a plot. And that pretty much the main character that survives from Dream Master, a lot of dreams, is pregnant and is getting nightmares from Freddy and pretty much trying to kill that baby. Pretty much. Yeah, I like all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies for different reasons, but since we're ranking them, I'm going to say this is bottom of the barrel. It's pretty much trash, especially the way he dies. In this movie, he dies from baby vomit. Way to job out Freddy.
Yeah. Yep. Danny, what you got on this one?
I went back and watched it a couple days ago, and I thought it wasn't as bad as I remember. It got a little boring in the middle, and I mean, there's like a lot of cheesy lines in it, but at the time it was funny. Like Bon Appetit, bitch.
Yeah, that was the best line.
Oh, that scene was just gross.
It was
gross. And I do like that part, kind of cool with the makeup and stuff. Yeah. And it was like Greg here said, it's a continuation of 4, which I liked 4, but it's like similar but not as good.
Yep. Damo, what you got?
Yeah, man, this is like comedy Freddy, and he's all lit up. He's not really scary anymore. He's more just like a caricature now, and it's just like for comedy relief. He's got it's all about like one-liners and shit, and there's like really no good story. It's just not when I first started watching him, man, he's just scared the shit out of me, and then I felt like he was my buddy. Afterwards. he's like a comedian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, stand up Freddy.
Yeah.
Ahmed, what you got on this one?
Ass.
You took my answer.
I fell off after part 4. I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it, and that's all I got.
That's good. That was good.
Hey, what do you think? Ass.
Ass. Yeah. Mike D, what you got?
Yeah, it's funny because I remember I didn't remember watching it, but I know I watched it and I know I liked it as a kid. But now it's like I watch it and I'm like, wow, that was really bad. So that's pretty much all I can really say on this.
I mean, for me, I didn't like the plot. I thought it was way too silly. Freddy shouldn't be that silly. It was way too silly. The kid actor, oh my God, when it was already bad. Once he did the voice, I was like, oh man. Wow.
Yeah, he looked like oh my God, he looked like those, remember those like dead dolls?
Yes, I remember.
That was like one of those, like not scary really.
It was just the voice. Get that doll, fuck out. It was fucking bad. Yeah, fucking awful. This could have been number 9 instead of remake. It was really close. This is probably bloated Freddy at this. It's all bloated at this time. Definitely. All right, guys, so we're going to move on to number 7. Number 7, Freddy's Dead. What you got, Greg?
I think out of the original, this is definitely the worst because, like Damien said, he's already comedy now. They completely stripped the horror aspect of him. He's no longer Freddy Krueger. He is a cackling boogeyman. That's all he is at this point. And the makeup job is not the worst. We'll get to that later on in the list. It's not the worst makeup job, but I say it's the second worst because the guy looks like Freddy literally looks like he is made up of a bunch of discarded foreskin. He looks awful. Like he just looks ridiculous. The only saving grace is Roseanne Barr having that cameo. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. And I think Alice Cooper's in that too, wasn't he? Yeah.
Danny, what you got on this one?
Oh yeah, now that you mentioned Alice Cooper is in that, back in 5, real fast, they like show Eric Singer in part 5, and like Ted Nugent. There's like some band like real fast.
Oh wow,
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now I'm going to.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Damn it! Now I have to watch it again.
I thought it was Badlands at first, but it was Ted Nugent. It said Ted Nugent in it, so he wasn't in Badlands. So
Yeah.
So yeah, just throw that in. But for Freddy's Dead, I got to throw these on because I still have them from when I went to the movies.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that was
Yeah.
in 3D.
Damn.
They had to make it 3D, or else no one would see it.
Yeah.
We needed a gimmick.
Yeah, really. And then the fact that he was dead, everybody was like,
Are they the
They
ones
gave it
from
away.
the original movie, Dan?
Yeah, I saved them.
Wow, that's great.
Freddy's
Yes,
dead.
Ted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Final Nightmare.
Yeah, the best part of it, I think the actress is attractive. That's basically the best part. And then the part where he's the Wicked Witch of the West. It's funny.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get you, my pretty. You're the soul too.
That actress, who the hell's her brother? The guy from the Titanic.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Least
No,
his
the
name.
other guy.
Billy
Like the
something.
Billy Zane?
Billy Zane.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's his.
I mentioned him last week. I love
2
him.
weeks in a row for Billy Zane.
Yeah, man. He needs more. He needs more attention.
I just watched the Titanic last night. So
Does he even
Wow.
do anything anymore?
This is all meant to be.
Yeah.
it is. Full circle.
Danny whips out Billy Zane. Nice. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. I wasn't even disappointed when this was supposedly going to be the last one. You know, it was just like good riddance, man. At that point, it was just over. I mean, yeah, Alice Cooper was in. He played his dad. The lead character, Maggie's supposed to be his daughter.
Oh yeah, I like the daughter aspect. But
Yeah.
it didn't work
Yeah.
out right. You know,
No,
I thought
it didn't really make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had this last on my list.
Yeah, it ranked pretty low on mine too. What you got on, man?
I think this one is probably the funniest one out of all of them. There were a lot of funny parts in this one. I like the chalkboard scene where he's
Oh yeah.
up Carlos's ear,
Yeah,
and,
that was funny.
and then when he's behind him, he's like, "Hey, hey." Yeah, I just thought this one was funny. It wasn't. Yeah, like once it got to Dream Master, I pretty much fell off. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Mike D.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. There's really not much to talk about. But you know, it was funny for years. I thought Fishbone did the song for this, the Freddy's Dead song, which I didn't know until recently that was like a Curtis Mayfield cover. But like I swore that was on the Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack
Freddy's
for that
Dead,
one, but it wasn't.
That's
is
crazy.
that song in the movie?
I don't think so.
I'm looking at the soundtrack.
I swore it was, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, I don't see it on the soundtrack.
Because it's actually from the film Superfly.
Yeah.
The original, yeah.
The original
Yeah.
Superfly, yeah. Wow.
Ooh, Dolls have a couple songs on it. Right, they have like 3 songs on there. Damn.
On the soundtrack?
Yeah. Fate's Warning.
Jeez.
Who was it?
Fate's Warning. Wow.
Fate's Warning's on
Goo
there.
Goo Dolls.
Chubb Rock is on there.
Oh,
Iggy
oh
Pop.
my God. I haven't heard that in fucking
Yeah, I
years.
could tell this is a 90s movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's right. No, go ahead. What was that?
They were kind of like they had the Nintendo Power Glove. I don't know if you're going to mention that.
Oh,
So it's kind of like at this point, I thought like they were really targeting people my age at the time because I was so into once Part 4 hit and Freddy went Hollywood. I was like, you know, I loved them, you know, even way back, even before that. But I was so happy, you know, and into it. So it seemed like they were targeting my age group with with the glove and all that other stuff. You know?
What was the saying for Nintendo?
Quote?
Great.
Now I got the power.
Something like that. Yeah.
Now I'm playing with power.
Yeah, that's it.
Now I'm playing with power.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, dude. These guys said everything pretty much I had. I had it's pretty silly Freddy, the Dream Demons. What the hell?
Yeah.
Way too comedic and Super Freddy. What the hell? I mean, come on.
God, that is like, I love cheesy B movie crap, but that comic book kill was so bad. Like the acting was terrible. I will say that one of the coolest scenes, I think one of the coolest deaths is the beginning of the movie. If I'm remembering correctly, the motorcycle.
Yeah.
That was 5.
That was 5.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was
right.
about to
That's
say,
that
the
was
comic book
5.
one was 5 too.
Was it?
Yeah.
See how forgettable this movie is?
Get them all jumbled together.
Yeah,
I
well,
did
you do
because
after a while. It's all the
after
same.
5,
It-
4,
yeah.
5, and 6 are pretty much just downhill more
Yeah.
and more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think we agree. We'll agree. Well, we're going to move on to number 6 in our countdown. We're going to start off with Greg. A New Nightmare. What do you got, Greg?
I love this movie. Like this, it's one of the most sophisticated horror movies to this day, like written. Like I love how Wes Craven takes pretty much, he sees like, what the hell did New Line Cinema do with my character? And he completely goes meta with it, and he does it tastefully. It's a total love letter to, the original Freddy Krueger. And he makes some more, even though the only flaw is that he's not Freddy. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He's not Freddy. He's a demon that is taking the what is it? The manifestation of Freddy Krueger.
Mhm.
But I think it's brilliant. Of course, the kid that played in Pet Sematary is in it, and Heather Langenkamp. It's very meta, but it's done very well. I absolutely love this movie. Especially, I remember first seeing it, flipping channels at home on HBO, and I saw the scene where the babysitter was getting killed and dragged up on the ceiling in the hospital. And I think this is how I knew I was a bad person, because for some reason, the way that scene ended, it just cuts to the kids screaming into the camera and crying, and I just bust out laughing. I'm like 6 years old, and I'm laughing at this kid's trauma. Like, you watch it again, you'll see. Watch it again, you'll see why it's kind of comedic. The way it just cuts.
Yeah.
Great.
Danny, what you got?
I didn't get a chance to go back and watch it, but I do want to with an open mind this time. Like I from what I remember, I hate the new glove. I wasn't crazy about his makeup. I hate the fact that they're like, oh, all these other movies, part 3, 2 that you love. Well, none of them matter anymore. That was all, the only thing that matters now is the first movie and this one. So I don't like that idea, but I do have to go back and rewatch it.
Cool. Damo.
Yeah, the idea, when you read the summary of the movie, it is to me on paper, it is pretty clever, how it's written and everything. So I revisited because I've seen it a couple times in the past, and I was always like, yeah. So I watched it again Sunday, and I was like, oh my God, dude, I was bored out of my mind with it. It was very slow moving. I did like the idea that it was like what Greg said, it was a real thing, the actors are actually playing sort of like themselves. Robert Englund is playing Robert Englund, and all these guys are, Freddy's in their nightmares, and he's coming alive on the set and shit like that. But man, it was just didn't really do it for me. I think the best thing was when I forget, there was a funeral. I think it was Heather Langenkamp's husband died or something like that, and you see some of the old characters like Rod Lane. He's at a funeral, so it was kind of cool to see them in the background. That might have been my favorite part, just seeing the old cast in there. But yeah, I don't know, it didn't really do it for me. But hey, I thought the remake was great and everybody hated it. So.
Mike D, what you got?
Yeah, I haven't seen. I got to go back and watch this again because I haven't seen it probably since it first came out. But and I can't really say anything nobody else said, but it kind of like in a way maybe opened up the doors for other movies that were sort of like this. Like, how can I explain? Like, sort of like a Being John Malkovich,
breaking the wall
where,
down, kind of,
right? So I don't know if anybody's done it before this movie, but it seems like that kind of led to those movies where you see actors actually playing themselves, but not themselves. So,
Yeah, which that was a great movie.
That was a crazy movie.
Great movie. Ahmed, what you got?
I thought it was all right. Wasn't one of my favorites. It kind of reminded me of like a H2O for Freddy. They just needed a new way to bring him back.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty clever the way they brought him back, and pretty much the same thing everybody else said. It was cool how they used their real names in it. And I haven't seen it in a while. I should have watched it before we came on to do this, but it was all right.
I loved Freddy's look. I actually loved
what
it.
the updated look with that head was really green.
I loved the bone thing with the glove. I actually do love that.
Red
and he looks so much more sinister with the trench coat and everything. Like he looks sinister now.
Yeah, I agree there.
I liked it.
Yeah, for me, extremely clever. Neat idea. Really neat idea. It just was a little long-winded for me. And then it was kind of like, I don't want to say it wasn't really boring, but I don't know, it was weird watching them playing like I don't know if it was a parody of themselves kind of deal. It was clever though. Like I said, or Greg said earlier, the movie was probably made for them more than us, you know. It was like one of those things. It's like, you know, but it was okay.
I originally read that Wes Craven wrote that to be the third movie.
Yes. Yeah, it was supposed to be the third one,
right.
But New Line was just like, "Nah, we don't want to do that."
Well, I'm glad they didn't do that for the third one. The third one I love. All right, we're going to move on to number 5, Freddy versus Jason. What you got, Greg?
This is probably to this day the best crossover movie since Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Like I absolutely love this crossover. I saw it in the movie theater when it came out, and I was always Team Freddy. I think they did it really well. I mean, how else could you make this script? He was a good mix of, he went back to like Dream Warriors, like kind of Freddy, whereas like, hey, he's still intimidating, he's still scary, but he's got the one-liners and they hit. Like I got your nose and rips it off. It was perfect. I love this movie. Yeah, I think they did a good job with it, and the soundtrack is great too. I love the soundtrack of this movie.
Yep. What you got, Danny?
I think it was done really well. I think it was a really good Friday the 13th and a really good Nightmare on Elm Street. And yeah, it was exciting to see this crossover. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I also prefer, I think the boobs in this movie are a little different than the boobs in the 80s. Because they have the implants. You know, yeah. I mean, I'm nothing wrong with the implants in real life, but just when it comes to the horror movies, maybe I like my boobs more natural, you know?
Yeah. A little sag. A little sag.
Little fried egg.
I'm a little
fried egg.
Hey, I love seeing it, Catherine Isabel naked. I'm sorry.
The lead, the blonde girl, was a pretty girl. I thought the lead was good.
She was very pretty. I will say that I remember when I first saw it, I thought like she was like related to Brittany Murphy.
Okay,
when I saw it, I'm like, she looks like a discount Brittany Murphy, because obviously we weren't going to pay Brittany Murphy to be in this movie.
Damo, what you got?
It was just okay. I mean, after watching it again the other day, I saw it in the movie theater when it came out, and I liked it. I was entertained, but after watching it again, it kind of made me realize it was way less of a horror movie and way more of like an action movie.
Yeah,
it was sort of like an Expendables movie almost. You know? It's like all the actors you ever wanted to see in one movie. Well, you get Freddy, Jason, and a bunch of stupid teenagers.
Yeah, it was the Resident Evil era.
Yeah,
every horror theme was trying to be action at that time.
Right? Yeah,
man.
And one thing is, I didn't look this up, but and I don't think this was her, but the mother, Jason's mother, that's not the original actress, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Wait, I don't think it is.
No, it's not. That wasn't
Right.
Betsy Palmer.
No.
They should have got her, and that bugged me.
Was she still alive at that point?
Yeah, she just died, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
in recent
Recently.
years.
Yeah, so it would have been cool if they got her, and I liked that they showed the backstory and everything, but yeah, it was just okay. I mean, it was just like something you always wanted to see. I wish they would do more of them, like Freddy versus Michael Myers, or some Michael Myers versus Jason, or some shit like that. There'd be no
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen. If Michael Myers don't come out on top, Ahmed's gonna have a fucking fit.
No, I'm burning Hollywood to the ground. I'll just say it right now.
throw Chucky in the
Ahmed's
mix.
not going for it. I'll tell you.
Hell no.
What about?
Yo,
what
man.
about? I got a good one. Chucky versus Leprechaun.
Yo,
Yeah,
Leprechaun got that
I'd
all
pay
day.
to see that 10 times. I would
watched
love to
that,
see
Mike.
that.
Yeah.
That would be fucking hysterical.
Throw Ash in the mix. That'd be hilarious.
that could happen. It could
Could
happen.
happen.
That would be good.
Could happen.
Mike D, what do you got on Freddy versus Jason?
I mean, I thought it was a cool idea, but the time killer, it's just trying to answer that age-old question: who would win in a fight? So,
Yeah.
But you find out, just like watching wrestling these days, that there really is no winner.
Right,
No.
right.
50-50 booking.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It was sort of like a draw, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Ahmed, what you got?
I actually like this one. I saw this one in the theater too. I thought it was more of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie than a Friday the 13th movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool. Soundtrack was dope. And yeah, they've been talking about this for a while, so it was cool that it finally happened. I thought it was only going to be, just a bunch of talk, but then when it finally happened, I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this, but I'm a fan of the gimmick. I mean, having both of them on, I love it. You know what I mean? So I really liked it. I think I don't know if it was me, my wife, Mike, and maybe Mike's girlfriend that went to go see this. I don't remember. We went to go see this, I think it was when it came out.
Mhm.
Right. And the fight scenes were fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like Dame said, it was like action. It was fun though.
It's an action movie.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I cracked up when they first meet, and it's in the dream boiler room, and he just flinging him around. You just hear the pinball machine sound effects. That was hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I really liked it. After that long tease of what will it happen? Because we never thought it would happen. I mean, when we seen the one Jason movie where the claw brings down the mask,
Jason goes to hell.
yeah, we thought maybe. I was happy it happened. I like that Freddy uses Jason to be remembered. That was pretty
cool.
Yeah.
And they kept with it pretty good. It was good. It was
It
really,
made
really
sense.
good. Yeah. And
How about one? This is like one of those things I talked about last night, and I'm a fucking idiot. This little shit bugs me, and it shouldn't. Like when I said, how does Michael Myers come out of jail and know how to drive?
Yeah.
Well, in this one, Jason's mother tells Jason to go to Elm Street. How the fuck does he know where Elm Street is? He's been.
That's a good question.
They had GPS.
Google Maps. Google Maps.
This was 2003, bro.
They left the popcorn trail.
Map
Cramp
Quest.
Pistol Lake for 20 something years or 30 or whatever.
I don't know. He finds
you
his
know
way
where-
out of a lake.
I think maybe he just traveled with a hockey team.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
That's
He's a
one
goalie.
pissed off goalie, man.
Yeah, right. That's a line in the movie. Yeah.
On a Jason Mewes discount.
Right.
But the ending when Jason came out and you're like, oh man, Jason just whipped Freddy's ass, and then you see the head wink. Oh, fucking great
That was
ending.
perfect. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
Great ending because he's
Yeah.
still mind fucking him.
Mhm.
All right, guys, we're gonna move on to number 4, part 2, Freddy's Revenge. What do you got there, Greg?
Let's see. A brief description of this movie. It's like a coming of age movie for someone in the closet.
Yeah.
It's not really a Freddy movie when you think about it, and that's actually why I list it as my least favorite
Really?
of the original run. Even though I like the mood of it, like it's still going like the full on horror aspect. they broke the rules of Freddy Krueger already in this movie. Like he doesn't want to go into the real world. So that immediately completely devoids the purpose of this plot the homoerotic tendencies. While I don't really care about that, but it's, when you think about it, it's actually kind of like, people always saw it as a kind of a championing movie about, accepting yourself and everything if you're homosexual. But in a way, I kind of see it as a little homophobic. And I'll tell you why. Because Freddy is essentially his homosexuality that he's trying to defeat. And how does he beat Freddy? By coming to terms and kissing his girlfriend. Come on. I don't know.
Somebody's playing a joke on somebody.
Someone was playing a joke on something, man. And I think the actor that was in that movie, the main character, he was actually closeted gay.
Yeah.
And he never acted again because he felt that he was exploited for that. Yeah.
He wasn't that good of an actor.
Oh no, the acting sucked.
Well, dude, what should have happened for the finishing scene after he kissed the girl, he should have looked at Freddy and be like, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. That would have been good. Acceptable now, right?
I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was really a Freddy movie. It was more of a coming of age movie with the personification of homosexuality in the form of Freddy Krueger. And that's what it seemed like. And it was breaking its own rules already. So and it kind of it's a distraction from Freddy Krueger.
Danny, what you got?
I love this movie. This is, if I don't watch Nightmare on Elm Street for a while, I tend to grab this one. This is my second favorite one. When I was younger, I was probably started watching these when I was like 5 years old. So which ones I saw first between the first three, I'm not sure, but this I had on VHS, and the third one like first, and I'd watch them. They were taped from like Cinemax or something, and I think this one's good. It has a lot of every other scene has something crazy happen.
Yeah,
and it starts off with the bus, and I like it a lot. I mean, you've got the body, I've got the brain.
That's a great scene.
Yeah,
that is a good scene.
Freddy's scary. This kid is scary. I think the only gay thing I ever thought about it was the
dance
coach.
Oh
the coach, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, dude. And I never thought it was too gay because I'd be dancing around the house to Michael Jackson myself. So I'm like,
who didn't? Who didn't? Right? That's the thing. Everyone was.
That's the only gay thing was the coach, I thought. And I mean, the guy winds up making out with the girl, right? And we didn't know I think that whole gay thing came out later. So one, people would watch this movie again, and two, this actor came out with a documentary called Scream Queen, and it's all about him being gay and him being the actor of the movie. So I never really thought of anything gay except for the coach,
Yeah, I agree.
Me too. Yeah,
and he's like being with the chick the whole time. I mean, they're kind of dating, and then he winds up making out with her. And then I also like the part where they find Nancy's diary. It's like scary.
That was cool. Yeah. Damo, what you got? I'm sorry. Yeah, we say Damo.
No, that's it. Yep.
Damo, what you got?
Yeah, this was the first one that I ever saw, and I was probably like, I was like 7 or 8 when I saw this one. It scared the shit out of me, and I loved it. I was just like obsessed with this movie, and I didn't, I was really young, so I didn't understand anything. I didn't really even see it until I read about it a few years ago, like the gay stuff, and then I watched it again. I was like, oh, okay, so I see.
Now that they told
heavily implied.
Yeah. But the one thing I like about the movie is that it's like the first movie where he's really like not in the dream world, like he's, he kind of like possesses someone's body.
Yeah.
And then I think the part where he kind of like rips out of him was like really cool.
Yeah.
And then he's like terrorizing that party, which you never see Freddy going after like any more than like 2 or 3 kids. It's always like
it's always one-on-one,
or it's never like, remember he's at the party, he's like
Oh, my children now.
Let me stop you though for a second, though, Dave. Like that's the part I found like the weird like campiness of this movie, where it was like, why didn't they fucking jump over the gate?
Right.
Like they're just all
Right.
like huddled towards this like
I know.
gate that's like head high, and it's
They
like
tried.
climb the fucking gate. It's like,
Well,
and
didn't
he's
he
just
surrounded
hacking
by
apart.
fire or something like
Yeah,
that?
the
Is that what
fire
they did?
shot up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They tried to
but-
jump
Yeah, they
over.
tried to jump over, but
Well, I
fire
got-
shot up. They were
okay.
trapped. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because when I watched it the other day, I'm looking at that scene specifically, and all the people are just like, like, fucking run, man, fucking
Deer in the
run.
headlights.
Dude,
But
that's
yeah,
what-
the what's that?
I would say that's what I understand about any of these movies. I know it's a movie, but if you have the six of us right here and somebody's trying to do something, there's six of us. You don't have a fucking chance. You know what I mean? Let's just go. You know?
I'm amazing.
Well, I mean, he might be supernatural. I mean, then we're fucked.
Dude, but it's funny. I mean, there's like, it's a big party. There's like 30, 40, 50 people. It's a lot of people.
I'm sure there's some football team members of the high
Yeah.
school thing in
Yeah.
there.
It was,
Like, I'm
it
sure
was
they could
before we
tackle
got
him
the
down.
Handsome Dan. It's before Handsome Dan.
I noticed at that party, everybody hooked up too. They were
Yeah.
no guy by himself or anything.
Mhm. Everyone had a partner.
But yeah, I did really like that one, and I mean the intro scene I thought was kind of really cool when they're on the school bus and everything.
He's
Yeah.
got like he's got that nerdy hairdo. His hair's different in that scene. It's
Yeah,
weird. It looks
the
like
lights
Waldo.
keep on going, and you know, and yeah, I like how they told the story. You know, they move into Nancy's old house. They got it at like a really good deal, and then like what you said, Bert, like they found the diary and everything. So I kind of like that, you know. And usually the ones after this one, they start tying the previous movie in.
Yeah.
So if you see 4, there's some of the actors from 3 in there. Like it kind of carries over, and the same thing with 5. There's some people from 4, so it's like
right.
they kind of go back. I feel like 2, this one was sort of like not connected to them at all. Like it could have gone from like 1, 3, 4, 5, you know, and on like that.
That's
Like,
kind of why
they're all
that's
sort of
actually
connected.
that's kind of why it is my least favorite. Like
Yeah.
it's a good movie in general. I even down to like Freddy's Dead. I enjoy them for reasons like I mentioned, but that's kind of the reason what kind of disconnects me from it, because it's its own movie. It's
Right.
You know.
Yeah. It doesn't really follow the pattern of the other movies, you know. And it was the second one, so they could have tried to throw a different spin on it, you know. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike,
It was a rush job.
what you got, Mike? D?
Yeah, I mean, it was a rush job. They tried to capitalize on the success of the original one, and you know, let's throw something together. Wes Craven didn't even do this film, so it was like, but I don't know. As a standalone, it wasn't bad. It was kind of fun. I mean, there was a few things in it that were just like pure, like, you know, like straight out of a B movie that's like so bad it's good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't hate this movie. That's my thing. I can't hate it. It's so bad it's good.
Yep. Ahmed?
Actually, this is my second favorite one. I like it a lot. Luckily I saw all of them the way they came out, from the first to second on out. I thought it was pretty cool. The first time I ever saw it, my cousin was a big Freddy fan, and I was already a Michael Myers fan, and we rented it from the video store, and they had the stand-up of Freddy just sitting there chilling, and I already seen the first one, and I thought he was kind of scary, but I wasn't that into him. But my cousin was really into him, and we watched it, and the scene where he comes out of his stomach was probably the one that dramatized me the most. I'm like, holy shit, that one gave me nightmares.
That was such a good scene.
It kind of reminded me of the transformation in American Werewolf in London a little bit.
Yeah. I can see that.
And I like that in all the Freddy movies, there's always a scene where he's in it without the makeup. You notice that he's the bus driver at the beginning?
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool, and that his girlfriend kind of reminded me of Meryl Streep. I always thought
Mike
She
said
does
that too.
look like
Yeah.
Meryl
Yeah.
Streep. She
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
so. And Grady's from Weird Science and shit. It was typical 80s movie. I thought it did kind of connect to the first one, just enough
Yeah.
Just enough,
to,
yeah.
to like keep it like hooked there. He was really scary in this one. I thought his voice was really
It
scary.
was a
in
darker
this one.
Freddy, I thought. Yeah.
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 For me, I really like this one. It's in my top 3-4. You know, I like this one a lot. I'm surprised Mike didn't say it because Mike did mention it to me, so I'll give him all the credit for this line. I'm surprised he didn't mention it because he said to me the other day, he's like, you know, part 2, it's cool. He said, but it's the Halloween 3 of this franchise. And I'm like, that makes sense.
That's the perfect way to describe it.
I was like, dude, you're right. It's a great Halloween 3. Fucking love it. Has nothing to do with whatever, but I like it as a standalone, you know.
Season of the Witch.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Should have called that.
Well, this was I like this because it was bad. Like but Season of the Witch, I like because it was good. I can't explain, but yeah, it
is a good movie.
Yeah. So Freddy's 2, I liked it. You know, it's definitely different that he takes over, you know, the guy's body and all that innuendo stuff. Besides the coach, I didn't really know when I was a kid when I was watching. I really didn't know.
Oh yeah, when you're a kid, you don't really see that stuff. Like,
once
you watch it now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you'll see it all. It's it's
like
littered
the probe
all
game
over
in his closet.
Yeah, man. So like I would never even notice that back in the day. That
the father was the best.
The father was great. The parents were great.
Yeah.
The father was awesome in it. But if you say, what do you remember most about Freddy's 2? I'm going to say probably the fucking towel slapping the ass in the shower is the part I remember the most.
I remember as a kid when I saw it, I thought this is weird. Like I thought that made me uncomfortable.
It was weird. It was weird.
It was so bizarre where he's running in the gym at night. And up at this club. It's so bizarre. I always think about that.
Like, why would you
now,
do
it's
that?
creepy.
I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not going back to school. You crazy, man?
Yeah,
right.
It's creepier now than it was when we were younger. I think, you know,
for different reasons.
For different reasons. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys, moving on to number 3, The Dream Master. What do you got, Greg?
This is the I think this was the tipping point where they started to ditch the horror aspect of Freddy Krueger and just went comedy.
Yeah.
This is pretty. I know it's actually a lot of people coined it the MTV Freddy movie because everything's vibrant, everything's bright, and they turned him into a superstar in this movie pretty much because like he's no longer the villain, he's the sole reason why you're there to see it. Yeah, and it's okay. It's not it's still kind of my least favorites of them all. However, fun fact, it is the highest grossing of all of them. Because it's the highest grossing of all of them. Somehow
at his peak.
It was his financial peak. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really care for a lot of the death scenes except the cockroach one. That was the cockroach one, right?
Yeah.
That was
the
great.
Roach Motel.
Yeah,
that was the best kill scene in it.
That was the best kill scene. But I don't know. He started going complete comedy. And I didn't like how they kind of just jobbed out the last 3 remaining Dream Warriors from the third one.
Early.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
Early. Like they just like these guys completely destroyed him in the Dream Warriors, and he just comes back.
Yeah,
he's the best.
How can you do Kincaid like that? Like how can you do that to him? Like we all love
Kincaid. That's a badass name too.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah. I do love that scene though. That's probably the best kill I think in that movie, other than the cockroach scene, was Kincaid in the with
all the cars and
all the cars and whatnot. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yep. What do you got, Danny?
I like it a lot. This is total Freddy Goes Hollywood because everybody was so psyched about the other ones before. So the merchandise came out, a lot of merchandise, posters, toys. And I did find a DVD that has Freddy hosting like music videos on MTV. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, total MTV. And I think it's a good idea, like, you know, after the Dream Warriors, that concept, and then you have the Dream Master where the girl gets all the powers from her friends. and then she has all of their powers. This nerdy girl.
Yeah.
So that part's cool, and then the Vinnie Vincent Invasion song.
I love that.
Oh, Love Kills, right? Yeah.
Love Kills. I love that album. I love Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
Yeah.
All that, and Vinny totally didn't look intimidating with that outfit on. In the
Yeah.
video.
Oh my god.
That was the funniest thing ever. But great song. Great
Oh,
song.
yeah.
This one ranks fourth for me. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it kind of mixes up from there. My order.
Same.
Yep. What you got, Damo?
Yeah, this is sort of like when he started to jump the shark, you know. And I think I ranked this as high as I did because I like 3 so much, and I did feel like it was sort of like
Continuation,
an extension of it. And like 3, I like that you have like the kids were almost like, you know, they each had like individual like powers, I guess, you know. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely you're starting to see the cracks form, you know, in the franchise, and you know, and he starts turning into like pure comedy. But he still had some great lines, which afterwards I got a collection of lines that I just want to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Somebody would have that.
Yeah.
Mike D, what you got?
Yeah, I thought this one was kind of cool. I mean, you got to remember when you're going with Rennie Harlan. I mean, he's a very visual director. So
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I guess he put his little spin on it, which I thought was kind of cool. It had a lot of bright colors and everything like that. But and I think I actually had this ranked number 4.
Yep.
So it was pretty cool.
That was his first directing movie, wasn't it? That's the first movie he directed, right?
He did one in '86 called Born American, and then '87 it looks like a horror movie called Prison. I vaguely remember the cover of it. I'm looking at it now.
Ford Fairlane, he did right after this.
He did Ford.
Yeah, Ford Fairlane, which was sort of like
It's
It's funny because Robert Englund's in that.
On Ford Fairlane. Right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ahmed, what you got on the Dream Master?
I like this one. I thought it was pretty cool. The one scene messed with me though when they keep doing that one scene over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like I got a feeling we've done this before.
Yeah.
But yeah, they shouldn't have killed the Dream Warriors guys that early. And everything you guys said, Kincaid was the man. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it was messed up what he did to the chick that had asthma on a sucked face.
Oh,
God.
You flunk.
Yeah. There was some good stuff in that, man. Yeah, for me, like you said, what was the guy's name? I can't say his name.
Remy Harlan.
Dude, it shot beautifully. Like the colors look great, the effects look great. It shot really well. I thought the cast was pretty good. I didn't dig the new Kristen too much.
No.
Oh, right.
She didn't really act like
She has much personality as a mannequin. Like she was ridiculous.
Yeah, I really didn't dig her too much. The waterbed sequence was fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Wet dream. That was just for a wet dream.
Yeah.
Does anybody know why they didn't use the original Kristen for that?
Maybe money. She was starting to bump up probably a little bit in acting. I would think
that was her first movie.
Yeah, I think her agent, if I remember correctly, hearing about this, I think her agent saw how like vital she was to the success of the Dream Warriors, so they were asking for more money,
right? And
they were pretty much calling a bluff on like, well, we'll just get another one. And that's pretty much how it went.
That's how it happened. Yeah. Dude, one of the greatest kill scenes in these movies, that was the cockroach scene. Was great. That was so creative. That was really creative. And, you know, the Rick character, I found the Rick character annoying, but the karate shit made me laugh my ass off.
Oh,
I was loving the karate shit. I was like,
oh, God.
I mean, I got a kick out of it. It was fun to watch, though. It looked really, really, really good.
It's a popcorn movie. It's a movie you just leave your brain at the door and just watch Freddy be Freddy.
Yep, exactly. Okay, moving on to number 2, Dream Warriors. What do you have, Greg?
That's my second favorite. You know, I think it's pretty common amongst Freddy fans to be like one. It's always 1 or 2. That's their favorite. I think this is the perfect mix of horror villain Freddy and the one-liner goofiness that he has with him, that this is when his personality really comes in. And I think it's the best way to portray it. And I think the only other movie that they did a good job with it was Freddy versus Jason. Because after that, as we mentioned, it just went downhill to full on, yeah. So I think this is a great movie. I like that they brought Heather Langenkamp back, and the different, like, I like the whole aspect of it. The soundtrack was great, of course. Dokken with Dream Warriors. I don't know. I think it was just really well done. One of the most iconic lines in the entire franchise is in this movie. "Welcome to prime time, bitch." Slams them, like some of the coolest death scenes. To this day, I still get squeamish whenever I see, if you guys remember the puppet death.
Yeah,
it's great.
The veins coming out
Great
of them.
scene.
That was great.
Oh, that makes me squeamish, and I love it. Like, it's such a great movie. So that's definitely one. Like, I think that's Freddy, like, pretty much coming into his own before getting fat and bloated.
Right. Danny, what you got?
Yeah, everybody loved this movie, and that's how, where I went big time after this. Yeah, I mean, it's so great. It could, it could be number one, and I see why people do have it as their number one. It's not my number one, but everything about it I like. I got the movie poster right here.
There you go. Yeah,
It was a great movie poster.
Yeah,
all the artwork, and they made the movie poster before the actual movie. If you guys didn't know.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, that's why people look different.
Yeah.
Like, the characters don't look like that,
Right.
At least that's
I
what
never
I
even
heard.
noticed.
Yeah. There's what I sent Damien a link today. Never Sleep Again documentary. Have you guys seen that?
I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, and it goes through every movie. And I think with the characters in 1 and 2, you kind of identify with them, and then in part 3, you really have a group of kids that you identify with each one in different ways. So, and then it gets a little scary, at parts, but I'll let you guys go on.
Damo, what you got?
Yeah, that's the first one I saw in the movie theater. Because after I saw 2, I went back and saw 1, and I was like obsessed with Freddy Krueger. And then my mom took me to go see this, and I was like 9 years old or something in the movie theater. But yeah, it was great, man. I rewatched it the other day, and I forgot that "Into the Fire" from Dokken
It was
is
in the beginning.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I
Me too. Yeah.
Because you're so
For
used to
years,
seeing-
I had a different version where it was a different song.
It was, yeah. On the video version, they the VHS version, they changed the song.
Huh.
The theatrical version, it was Dokken, and now, like, if you watch it on HBO or whatever, it's back to the original one. The theatrical, which was Dokken, "Into the Fire." But I totally forgot about that because you so used to hearing Dream Warriors all these years. I thought that was a song, but I like that all the like I said on the other one, like, all the characters were almost like superheroes, like they all had powers because they were taught in their dreams to, like, the one kid could walk or whatever. He's like a wizard or some shit.
The wizard,
and
the punk chick.
yeah, the punk chick with the Dokken t-shirt in the beginning, and they're really pushing Dokken in this
They
movie.
really were, man. This was probably Dokken's peak too. Like,
absolutely was.
Yeah, like, it was so obvious, but
oh yeah,
like what Greg said, it was definitely like the perfect mix of it was still scary, you still got the funny one-liners, there was some great kill scenes, I thought. It was still lit in a way where it wasn't like super bright, and I always like the movies when they're dimly lit, and the killer is like kind of in the shadows, you don't really see him too well. That's when it's like the scariest, So
Mike D, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, this could have easily been my favorite movie. It was a tough choice, but going back on that poster, I remember what Dan has over there. I remember years ago, right after Ghostbusters came out, and I think it was like in a Fangoria magazine. I might even still have it at home somewhere, but they put a poster up for Ghostbusters 2, and it was supposed to be like Ghosts from Outer Space. And it was like and Eddie Murphy was like cast in the movie, and it just never came to be.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, but yeah, okay, that's about it.
Yeah, I remember that Eddie Murphy thing. I remember
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
think he was.
God.
They wanted him for the first one, if I remember.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, Larry Fishburne's in that movie too.
Oh,
in
yeah,
this
he
one,
is. Yeah, he
so-
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what
Cowboy
you,
Curtis.
yeah. What you got on Dream Warriors?
I like this one. This is probably my third favorite out of all of them. It was pretty cool. Yeah, this one has got one-liners all through it. If I ever meet Robert Englund, I'm gonna get him to sign my box set to fuck the prime time bitch. Definitely. I didn't like the Wizard Master though. I'm sorry. I thought he was corny.
Yeah.
I'm glad he only had like a little bit before he killed him off. So
Well, D&D was really popular at that point. I think they
Yeah,
had
they had
to
to
do
throw that in.
it. They had to throw it in there for those guys.
yeah, and the puppet thing, that was probably the best kill in the whole movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That ranks up with that and the Roach Motel are two close ones for me for the best movie.
Yeah.
Creative, very creative.
Why did they kill off Nancy though? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all kind of bummed with that probably.
Is this the one where he lifts up his shirt and you see all the little
The souls. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it this one or is it the other one?
No, it's this one.
It's this one.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And how about the
Part
pizza
4,
one?
or maybe they do both.
That's 4. The pizza one's
Pizza
4.
one's part 4. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's like
That
Rick,
one's
he's
Handsome
gross.
Dan.
Small.
Handsome Dan.
That's so gross.
I do wish though, I will say this, I wish the house had more of a plot in this one. I wish they
Yeah.
would have explained like how Jesse moved out of the house and there was just I just wish the house was in it a little bit more instead of it just going to
Mental
automatic
hospital, yeah.
dream world. or
Well, you know
whatever.
what's funny, Ahmed, that you said that is that until I rewatched them, I didn't remember the house having that much being that is so important, but it really was. If you
Yeah.
look at Dream Warriors Part 2 with the house really played a big role, which I didn't notice before for some reason. I don't remember.
Right.
I was like, wow, it really plays a big role in the movie, you know?
But
Yeah.
do they show the house much after this movie though? I don't think they do.
Oh, yeah.
No,
They
well,
do.
they
I
did
think they
before
did.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they do at least once in every movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Very,
it's just
very
crazy.
brief.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, for me, man, Dream Warriors, listen, the only reason why it wasn't number one for me is because the originality of the first one.
Oh, yeah.
But man, it looked great. A huge Dokken fan, so that helped. I'm sure. All the Dokken tunes playing. It looks like one that they spent some cash on. It looked like a big budget movie. It really did. It was done well. And coming from two is great, but 2 is more on the B side, or B movie kind of. And this one just looks like it was like a major release, Production was really good. The cheesy one-liners were great in this one. I enjoyed them. I had no problem with them at all. They were all good. Yeah. The only thing when the father comes back, it's a little Star Warsy, before I guess
that was
Nancy
great.
killed. A little
That
Star
was
Warsy.
great. He
It was
just floats
great.
in on this like little light around.
That was weird. But the characters were awesome. The characters were definitely awesome. Yeah, man. So Dream Warriors coming number 2. Moving on to number 1, the big dog. And we all picked this as number 1 on our list.
Everyone?
Every one of us. This is straight.
Wow.
It don't usually happen. We're all across the board. We all picked this as 1. So we're going to go with Greg. Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. What do you got there, Greg?
To me, it's the best horror movie of all time. I'm biased because it's the first horror movie I've ever seen. I'm sure as you guys remember, every Friday night used to be Blockbuster night. So that's what we rented. I was like 3 years old. My mom always loved horror movies. So she picked what we wanted to watch. So we were watching horror movies and I was terrified of that movie. Terrified. I had nightmares for years about Freddy Krueger watching that movie.
Thanks, Mom.
yeah.
I love it. I love that movie. It's so good. I still watched it. I just love the originality of it. I'm thinking it from a perspective. I was like, almost every single horror movie before that gave you nightmares, but this horror character is your nightmare.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the whole fact that you can't get away from. It's just one of the most original horror movies of all time. And I also, if you guys have, I'm not sure if you guys picked up on this, but notice when you first see him, of course, he's all in the shadows and everything like that, but you see him more as the movie progresses. His voice is a little more clownish in the beginning, but as he kills more, his voice gets more demonic.
Yeah, I never noticed.
Yeah. Towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, it's just, I love that scene. Also, probably one of the best.
Now I think about it. It is like, because when he's doing the whole thing in
this
the beginning
is God. Yeah.
It kind of sounds a little bit higher, and then,
like he's cackling, but then as time goes on, he's
as
like,
he gets stronger
from boyfriend now. Nancy.
So as he gets stronger from the kills, he gets more balls.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, his balls drop one more inch every time he gets a kill. Whenever. Yeah,
Danny, what you got? That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared of Freddy too, but I loved it for some reason. You know. I guess that's everybody's opinion. And I probably saw this first, and I always remember the arms. I thought that was crazy at the time. And I remember, which I think is still kind of scary and freaky, Tina's body bag at school. And she helped me, you know, and then she gets drugged down the hall. And there was another thing I wanted. Oh, The Room. I came across, what the hell is it? Breaking. Electric Boogaloo.
The same room.
That's Breaking 2, right? Electric
Breaking 2,
Yes.
Oh my God.
I like that. I got to go see 1 now, but they got The Room.
I don't remember that.
That's so crazy, that room in A Nightmare on Elm Street where she's screaming. And that was the first time they ever did that room. Is that right, in a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool.
Damo, what you got?
Yeah, it's just it's a classic. I love the intro where they show him making the glove.
Yeah,
like, that's fucking scary.
That's cool.
You know, just like how it starts, like the intro and all that. And then I thought all the characters were great. You know, all the kids, all their death scenes were great. Tina's, that she's in the room, and my favorite character is fucking Rod. I think he's the coolest dude ever. You like
the thick guy, the T-Bird. He looked like the lost T-Bird.
Yeah,
he was
like,
I didn't kill no one, man. I didn't do nothing.
Up yours for the twirling lawnmower.
The funny thing about him though is he had to change his name for the movie.
Yeah, right. He was like a Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
Really?
He had to be like Nick Corey or
Hispanic in the movie.
Oh, that's a shame. That's terrible.
Yeah, so he changes.
Damn.
Really?
He's my favorite character. At
all,
like
from Wildcats.
Yeah, he's just like everything about him.
Oh, I'm
ready to
sorry,
zoom
Dave.
out of here.
Shit, he was the guy in the Wildcats?
That's Tarullo.
Oh my God.
I didn't
something
notice
else
that
you said
I
it.
forget. But I just thought he was just goofy, man, and then how he dies, in the jail and everything. And then, Johnny Depp's first movie,
that death scene,
that's a killer death scene, man. Like, no pun intended. That was pretty awesome, And then I like the whole, everything with Nancy. She's making the booby traps and, shit with her mom is a friggin' drunk, that she takes her down to the room. She tells him the story, like all that stuff is, and the dad, John Saxon, there was just like really cool. And then I like the ending, which is kind of weird. I guess maybe that's a dream. I'm thinking it's a dream. After Freddy's dead, supposedly, she like leaves for school and all her friends are in the car, the convertible, and then the top comes back up and it's colors on.
That was creative. I
thought it was creative too.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Mike D?
Yeah, I mean, I was 9 years old when this came out. You don't want to sleep, and I developed a Coke habit to keep myself up at night. Coca-Cola
at 9.
Yeah.
Soda.
Okay.
Yeah,
your secret's safe with us.
Isn't
play along.
Isn't there a scene in one of the movies where they get like, I don't know, like
I think
caffeine
pills or something like that.
It's like caffeine pills or something like that.
Yeah, they get like Maxwell House coffee or something.
Yeah, she just one of them. I don't know which one is where she put
great product placement.
The instant coffee. Yeah,
this is stay awake.
And the Diet Coke. Yeah,
it had to be nasty. Oh, Mike D, anything else on this one?
Yeah, I mean, this was just scary as hell when it came out, and not because of the movie. It was, cheesy, but it's just like shit. I don't want to go to sleep now. What if this happens to me?
Right,
Mom, did you kill anybody when you were younger? Tell me about.
Ahmed, what you got?
Yeah, this is definitely a classic, man. It's definitely in the top 4 for me. Michael Myers is number 1. Sorry.
How dare you?
But he came afterwards. Freddy was cool for the next generation, for the 80s generation. I thought it was really cool. Johnny Depp's first movie. I like his death scene with the blood and shit. And
yeah, it's crazy.
That was great.
Yeah, for some reaon, I always noticed the Jay Giles poster on his wall. I'm always looking at that for some reason. But
You're
yeah,
the only guy that had a Jay Giles poster. Like,
yeah.
What was it? One of them? The kid had a Zappa poster behind him.
Yeah,
I think it was a Hot Rats. And I was kind of
yeah.
surprised about that too. I was like, Zappa, like who has a Zappa poster up at that age?
Nah. They had a King Cobra poster in part 2.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
that's right.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well, it's like
crazy.
some pop band or something.
Yeah. King Cobra and the Stray Cats and
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guy that sings the Never Ending Story is that.
Lamar,
Lima
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Lima, yeah.
Yeah.
From Kajagoogoo.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that was a weird mix. That was a really weird
It
mix.
probably like, I don't know, somebody like in the record label produced a movie or something.
It was the same time as Never Ending Story, and
Right.
Yeah,
so it
he was
a
he
little
was
thing.
big at the time, dude. That mullet was epic.
Yeah.
I noticed
Also-
in Freddy's Dead, Suppletora was written a few times throughout the movie.
Wow,
really?
Nice.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
There's a tie-in with the original Nightmare on Elm Street house and one of the houses at the end of Halloween. It's the same house
Oh,
Really?
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 because
Oh,
they're
Easter
not
egg.
that far from each other in LA. I think
Right,
they're like,
yeah.
blocks away from
They're
each
on, yeah. There's like 1 or 2 blocks. They're like right next to each other. If you do those Hollywood tours, they usually show you that. Oh,
That's
this
crazy. I
one,
didn't know that at all.
you know,
That's crazy.
like
Me
one
neither.
block is Halloween and the other one is Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's awesome.
You know what? I was surprised, even like to even see that Lynn Shay was in this movie. Probably one of my favorite actresses.
Well, that was his sister. I think
the director, or
Robert
something?
Shea or something like
Yeah.
that. That was his sister.
Okay.
Well, dude, it's funny. He's watching. He's like, "That's the lady from There's Something About Mary." I'm like, "Nah,
Yeah,
that's Magda.
Magda. Yeah.
That's Magda." I was like,
Oh, teacher, right?
"Yeah, crazy."
Yeah.
I was
In
No,
crazy.
Detroit
he
Rock
just-
City.
She was in.
Yeah,
Oh, she
yeah.
played the mother,
She was
right?
the mother,
Detroit
yeah.
Rock City.
Yep.
She
Yep.
was in like every.
She's
Farley's
in
movie.
she's in every movie pretty much. Like she has a
Wow.
small part
She's
in
great.
everything.
It's funny. I didn't realize until you start bringing them up. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember now." You know.
Yeah, she was in. She was a teacher. Yeah, in that movie. Speaking of which, Damien, I loved your background. That movie, that scene, always stuck out to me. No running in the halls.
Hey man, for me, Nightmare on Elm Street she ranks at 1. It was original. It was the creation of a new horror icon. You know, definitely. Great concept. It was just so different. Yeah, I mean, what if you could bring something back in your dreams? It's fucking crazy. It's
You ever try to do it?
Mom?
great. Yeah, it's a great concept, man.
And also to note, important thing on this movie is I forgot to add is that New Line Cinema was always like an independent film, like really small, like film studio. And this movie is what broke it, like what made it like. I mean, you see New Line Cinema like in all these like huge blockbuster movies now, but Nightmare on Elm Street was like the first movie it was the first hit for the movie.
Yeah, they call it the house that Freddy built. That's what that was their nickname, the house that Freddy built.
Pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
We'd like to thank Danny Parcells,
Woo! Thank you.
Greg Gorey,
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Ahmed Smith.
Yo, the doctor.
Yeah. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Damian Monte Carlo. And we're still hanging here with Angry Mike D. Mixtapes and tasty cakes. We'll see you next week.